You can see me this morning. Good Thursday morning. I'm getting a sign here. I've on Thursday morning, had a great time last night. I apologize for all of the it was a blessing to you, and we were thinking about keeping our eyes on God. Keep looking Jesus, and because he's our only hope, and we're dependent upon a lot of things to looking unto Jesus and keeping our eyes on Jesus. For the message, thank you, Miss Karen. You're an encouragement to me. We're last night. I trust that God's going to give you a good day today. God's doing in spite of all. We're continuing to pray for John, and we're continuing to pray. And we've been praying for Josh concerning his gallbladder, maybe gallstone. I think it's about 13 hours ahead of us. They're about 13 hours ahead. But Josh, but he had his gallbladder removed. Live things, and so Amy, we love you. In the church, I think, is going to hopefully try to help her, is what Carl told me, and try to get a good. So he's not in any kind of praying for Freddie Manning, and we got some good news from Freddie yesterday that there's a lot of things that we mentioned last night. You have a prayer list, and you received that. But let me favor. We don't deserve it. We can't earn it. We can't buy it. And we absolutely not only don't deserve it for grace. And we talked about, different types of grace. But God gives grace to all of us because the saving grace. That's different than common grace. Everybody, saved through faith. So if you respond grace every day, we talked about the Apostle Paul. We talked about His grace, God's grace, family issues, maybe emotional issues. I mean, we all have pain. You're going to have heartache. You're going to have sorrow. You're going to have family relationship issues. This, the virus and uncertainty and jobs. Whatever the circumstances are, right now, at some level, we all need grace. Is sufficient. So there's different kinds of grace. I want to remind you today, just very simply, even we're not trying to be morbid, but if God gives us dying grace, grace in our most dying grace. Listen to this. I've got my Bible here this morning. Psalm 116. To God, for the child of God, death can be precious. You know, I think you could find numerous times in the Bible where you find, even at a time of death, at the time of God, and the Bible says that when he died, he was carried by angels. He was carried by God. God can send his angels at praying for that for John Sanders even right now, that God would give. But he's the one that tells this story. Long story, graduating from a school that taught him that. But anyway, pouring down rain, he had to walk across the street to get his car, whatever. Had to cross the street. He kind of laid there and he thought, "Oh no, I'm dying! I'm dying! This is serious." He got hit by, I think, a Honda Accord, and thankfully, eventually he was okay. But at the time, it was kind of touch and go. He thought he was dying. And he thought, man, I just got hit by a car. I'm dying. And there's a lot more to the story than that. But he thought, well, wait a minute. God's promised that. He kind of had this peace kind of settle over him. Phew. And he said, oh, I'm not dying. And it said, just kind of like the peace of God invaded his heart. And then he thought, oh no, maybe this is dying grace. Oh no, I'm dying. And he tells the story a lot better than me. But the idea is this. The idea, thankfully, by the way, he was okay. He's still preaching today. He's doing a lot better. I'm not sure about the extent of his injuries, and he's doing God's given him a tremendous ministry in North Carolina. But isn't that amazing when you think about, for the child of God, when you come to that moment in life, when you're leaving, physically leaving this life, God can give you grace, even at that dying grace. He said, "Yea, though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you'll fear no evil, for thou art with me." God's with us. God's with us. And if God can give you dying grace, God all of this, keep our eyes on Jesus, keep looking unto Jesus. He's the author. He's the finisher of our faith. He's the beginner of our faith. He's the finisher of our faith. He's everything we need. So no matter what you're dealing with, no matter what your circumstances, if the God that we serve is good enough to give us grace in a time of death, surely he can give us grace in the time of a virus and wearing a mask or not wearing a mask or staying at home or being quarantined or, our job situation changing. God can give you grace. Hey, listen, live on the drive right into the morning service. So we're loving one another. We're praying for one another.